A few months ago, I suddenly had the strong desire to learn Portuguese. And I thought to myself, well, I am already fluent in Spanish and I have been learning French and Spanish for almost 2 years now. I should be able to learn 3 languages at the same time with no problem. I was very confident and excited to start this new journey. But then I quit learning Portuguese. Alright, let's back up a little bit. First of all, why did I even start learning Portuguese? I went to a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class with one of my friends who has been training Jiu-Jitsu for many years. And during this class, my friend was having multiple conversations with the coach who is Brazilian in Portuguese. And it really just blew me away because I haven't really heard my friend speak Portuguese for that long. So it was pretty amazing. I didn't know Portuguese, so I didn't understand the conversations that were happening at all. I mean, I didn't even know one word. So this is what really gave me the desire to learn Portuguese, especially because my friend and I, we already speak Spanish together because he speaks Spanish fluently and he speaks Portuguese fluently. So it'd be pretty awesome to be able to speak with him in this language as well. Then I started to come up with my strategy for learning Portuguese. So basically, I already had the great opportunity to be a part of these Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu classes where coaches and my friend were speaking Portuguese. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have a decent amount of exposure to this language just by coming to this class. I was going to learn a few words in Portuguese every single day, watch a few videos in Portuguese every single day, and I also really wanted to make sure that I was utilizing my Spanish to help me learn Portuguese. For example, in one of my jiu-jitsu classes, I learned the word omoplata, and I have no idea how to pronounce that correctly in Portuguese. But that means shoulder blade, and in Spanish, it is omoplato. So I thought I had a pretty solid study schedule here. But then the reality of learning 3 languages at the same time hit me really hard. In my jiu-jitsu classes, the coaches primarily spoke English, so it wasn't really like I was hearing many different Portuguese words every single time I was training. Even if the coaches were speaking a lot of Portuguese, I wouldn't be able to absorb the vocabulary that they were saying because jiu-jitsu training is just way too mentally and physically taxing. I wouldn't be able to focus on learning Portuguese. Another thing is I completely underestimated how much time and effort it would take to actually learn Portuguese. I mean, I barely had enough time to learn French and Spanish every single day. And now I was trying to learn a completely new language from scratch. I wasn't watching many videos in Portuguese. I wasn't reading in Portuguese. I wasn't listening to music in Portuguese. I wasn't speaking to anybody in Portuguese either because I also forgot that my friend who speaks Portuguese is also very busy like me. So there was only so much time where I could actually practice with him. The only thing that I really accomplished with Portuguese was a little bit of vocabulary acquisition. So every single day I would look up a new word in Portuguese that I did not know, and then I would tweet about it. I would tweet about what that word was in Portuguese, and then I would write down other translations. So the translation in English, French, and Spanish. This was supposed to be my clever way of learning new vocabulary words in every single language. Even the little bit right there that I was doing every single day just ended up being too much because the vocabulary really wasn't sinking in and I wasn't doing any review as well. And I have to mention that I am a beginner in French and I've been learning French from scratch as well. So vocabulary acquisition is extremely difficult with French. After studying the bare minimum with Portuguese for only a few weeks, I quit because I realized that just this dream of trying to learn 3 languages at the same time was just not going to work. At least not in my life right now. I have too many things going on right now. I already have French and Spanish that I'm trying to study. I have YouTube, I have work, and also I'm trying to be fairly healthy and go to the gym and cook and things like that. I mean, I could learn Portuguese, but then I would lose a lot of sleep. And I mean a lot of sleep. And I'm not willing to do that right now. Without sleep, I can't function. And if I can't function, I won't be studying languages very well. I've been doing my very best to not be so negative about this journey of mine and not talking very poorly about myself like, wow, you failed at learning 3 languages at the same time. You probably could have done it, but you were just too lazy and you weren't disciplined enough. But I'm very happy that I made these choices. One of them to start learning Portuguese and another one to quit. I'm not stupid, I'm not lazy, I'm not a bad language learner because I made this decision to quit in this moment of my life. Language learning is just very challenging and takes so much time and energy. And for all of you language learners out there that are learning more than 2 languages at the same time, I have no idea how you do it. But I am curious to know some of your secrets, so let me know in the comment section below. So for now, you won't be getting any updates from me about my journey learning 3 languages at the same time. But if you would like to learn more about my journey learning French and Spanish at the same time, watch this next video.